So hi there guys, today I'm going to do a video on the different types of charging networks, which ones work, which ones don't work so well, which ones to avoid. So I'm in Brighton and Hove. We don't have that many rapids in Brighton and Hove. In Brighton, in fact, we only have two. One is a 50 kilowatt charge your car rapid that hasn't worked for years. Another one is a brand new Shell 150 kilowatt rapid charger, which works great, but doesn't work on this Renault Zoe, as this car only has type 2 AC and the Shell only has CCS and CHAdeMO. So I'm going to head over to Worthing, Typeway and Shoreham. They have a few different chargers, and I'm going to give you my opinion on which ones work the best and which ones to avoid. So enjoy the ride and off we go. So I've just arrived at a Shell recharge in Shoreham by Sea, and I've just realised I have one problem. My battery is pretty much full. I've probably only used 3% to get here, which might be a problem. It might not start to charge. So I'm going to try and get this one going and see if it's going to take a charge. So I do have up here a Shell recharge card. You can also use a app or your contactless card. So let's try and get this charge started. So here's the Shell recharge. I'll open the flap. So I'm going to use AC. Connect your vehicle and press start. So this is my one, as it's a Renault Zoe. So you pop that in there and then press start. It normally takes a second to get going. I hear the click in the machine, and there we go, we are charging. So that was pretty painless. Tapped my card. If I didn't have the Shell recharge card, I can use a contactless debit card. Super easy. This machine has all the connectors, so no one's left out. You've got the CHAdeMO for the Leaf, the ENV, whatever, the CCS for the majority of electric cars, and the AC for the occasional Renault Zoe, or sadly a PHEV. But yeah, we seem to be charging okay there, and we've delivered 0.5 kilowatt. So thumbs up for Shell recharge. So now to stop the charge, I'm going to press stop. We'll press it again. There we go, charge ended by user. And now I can just unplug the car. So I just have to unlock the charge flap on the Zoe. There we go.
How long does that take to charge?
Well, this one takes, like guys, I just had a guy interested in how they all charge and stuff like that. It's a common occurrence with EVs. So yeah, that's easy enough. So let's go on to the next charging station. Thumbs up for Shell recharge. So right next door to this Shell recharge station, there is an Osprey charger, which are pretty good. I've used them before, to be honest. So I'm going to head over there now and see how we get on. The only thing I'd say with the Osprey units, they are CCS and CHAdeMO for rapid only. And the AC port is bring your own cable. So this car can charge at 43 kilowatts on a rapid charger if it has its own, if it already has the connector. But if it's bring your own cable, for me on a Zoe it's 22 kilowatts, which is fine. It means it'll just take double the time really to charge. So I do try and avoid these chargers when and where I can, as I'd like to get the fastest charge possible really. But as a backup, it's always great. And for the majority of electric cars, any car really apart from the older Zoes, will be able to charge at full power, as it will use CCS or occasionally CHAdeMO. Right over the road, we are here at the Osprey charger. And these chargers are contactless, or you can use Zap Pay on Zap Map, so you can use an app, or you can use an RFID card. Today I haven't bought any of these with me. I haven't bought a debit card, I haven't bought my RFID card. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use Apple Pay on my phone. So you won't be able to see me starting the charge, but all I'm going to do is press start on the screen, tap my phone, and then plug the car in, and in theory it should start charging. So as I said, this is CCS for the majority of the electric cars, CHAdeMO for the Leaf and the Outlanders and whatnot, and then round the side there's a Type 2 22 kilowatt socket. So I need to grab my cable, pop it in there, and then pop it into there, and then just start the charge on the screen. So let me do that. Grab my Type 2 to Type 2 cable. Might be a bit difficult one-handed. Then I'm going to plug in this end first. Very difficult one-handed, so bear with me. Just like that. And then this end into the car. So I want to start a charge. I want to use contactless payment. I want to start. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to end the filming and I'm just going to tap my Apple Pay on there. So you could use your contactless card or whatever you have on you. So let me do that. Just tap my card, it's processing. There we go. And I'm going to use AC and start. Normally takes a second, like all the chargers, to get going. I hear the click. And we are charging. Easy as that. So to end the charge, contactless payment on a stop charge. I'm going to tap my Apple Pay on there again, so you would just tap your bank card or your payment method, and then you can unplug. Now just tap my card and I'm going to click stop. And there we go, so that's finished. So now I'm going to unplug my car and then pop the cable back in the boot and off we go. A pretty painless experience with Osprey chargers. The only downside is that they're only 22 kilowatt chargers for a Renault Zoe or vehicles that use Type 2 if the car can accept it. So I normally always try and go for a 50 kilowatt charger so my Zoe can take the full charge rate that it can. It's a little bit quicker for me, but to be honest, this charge is located just by a pub. So if you're coming down here, if you haven't got off-street parking, plug your car in for 40 minutes, go and have some breakfast, whatever, come out, your car's ready again for another week or however long. So I've just arrived at this eVolt charger. I've used it before. It's a great charger. I haven't really seen any of these about anywhere other than where I am today. So it's got DC 50 kilowatts, DC CHAdeMO 50 kilowatts, and AC 43 kilowatts, which you can charge this Zoe at its full charge rate. So again, it's just tap the screen, either RFID card or contactless. I'm going to be using contactless. I'm going to start the charge and I'm going to do the same, just tap my Apple Pay on the card reader. So I've just tapped my card, it's processing, and AC. I want to connect my vehicle. Like that. And then just tap start. Give it a second. Hear the contactless click. And we are charging. Easy as that. So far we've had every single charger work absolutely fine. I haven't checked these chargers out on ZapMap before I arrived. So I've just come to them expecting that I was desperate, and every single one has worked. So now I'm going to stop the charge. It's pretty much the same step as all of them. Stop charge, stopping, and we have stopped. So there's the follow-up screen, and now I can just unplug the car. Easy as that. I'm now at my favourite chargers, the BP Pulse / BP Polar / BP Charge Master. They're all basically the same. I use a Polar card. It can accept contactless, or an app, these chargers are great. I mean, I use these 90% of the time because they have AC, CHAdeMO and CCS, and if you're a member of the BP Pulse subscription, which is £7 I believe a month, your price per kilowatt is only 15p. I mean, I've used these so many times now, so I'm a member. Oh, there we go. So I want to tap my Pulse, my BP Pulse card on there. Welcome Harrison Hughes, so it knows who I am. I'm going to be using 43 kilowatt AC Type 2. Give it a second. Connect your vehicle. That's locked into place now. This will take a second. Carries out some checks. I hear a contactless click and we're charging. So on there it tells me how long I've been charging for, how many kilowatts it's put in, and it's as easy as that. So to stop the charge, I'm going to tap stop, tap my card so no one else can stop it. Welcome back, and that's it finished. So now I can unplug the car and head off on my journey. I've just arrived at my final charger at a Morrison's. It's a Genie Point, and I have to be honest, I really hate using these chargers. They don't have an app, they don't take contactless, so the only way you can start the charge is using a website, and I'm going to screen record me trying to start the charge. It's a bit of a nightmare. The charger also on this one only uses, for my Zoe, also uses AC 22 kilowatts. So you've got your CHAdeMO 50 kilowatts, CCS 50 kilowatts, and then for Zoe owners it is 22 kilowatts. So I'm going to try and start the charge on the website and let you know how it went. So to start the charge, you need to launch your web browser, find the Genie Points website, click start a charge. And then this is a problem that I often have. It won't show me the charger, so I have to do view more locations. And I can see there the top one, Morrison's supermarket. I'm tapping it, but the website wouldn't do anything. So in the end I gave up and I refreshed the page. So that's me refreshing. I had full signal here as well, as you can see in the top right corner, and the website was painfully slow. So it's now refreshed. I'm going to try doing the same thing again, view more locations. Got an error. Website's reloading now for some reason, and I'm signing in with my account details that I've created beforehand. And now it's brought me back to the front page again. And it's stuck on reloading. There we go. Still trying to tap Morrison's, and it finally worked. And I can see this screen, which luckily I know I'm using connector 1, but if I didn't know that, it would be quite confusing. And I can also see there's a £1 connection fee there, and it's 30p a kilowatt. So I finally got to the start charging screen, and I'm going to plug the car in and tap start charging.
On the website, I plugged my cable in.
It doesn't tell me anything else, so it's just saying starting charge. Still hasn't done anything, so I'm going to try pressing start stop. By the way, this is really wobbly. Type 2. No, I don't want to use that. I haven't got a card. I've tried everything. I've got the red flashing nose on the Zoe, so I'm giving up on this charger. It's just far too confusing. All we need is a contactless reader here and tap and just start to charge like every other charger we've been to today. It's also really expensive, £1 connection fee and then 30p a kilowatt. I would rather have no connection fee and like 40p a kilowatt maybe. Just so if you only need a tiny little charge just to get you home, you could do that. So I'm going to give up on this charger and go and get some bits from Morrison's. So that was the last charger, and they've all been really successful apart from that last Genie Point. And I knew I was going to have problems with Genie Point because they're not reliable enough, and the way you have to start the charge is just terrible. You shouldn't need to have to go to a website, create an account, fill in your card details, verify your password on your email, try and find the correct charger at the location after refreshing the page 10 times, and then when you finally do find the correct charger and tap start charge, it doesn't want to start the charge. So it's really disappointing that that's how you have to try and get a charge out of these units, and you're lucky if you can get a charge out of them. And I know a lot of other people feel the same way about Genie Points, as I've seen it all over Twitter, and if I was you, I'd try and avoid them until they try and come out with a better solution of starting a charge. I just don't understand why they can't put a contactless reader on the unit. It will just make it 10 times easier. But apart from that, I've been very impressed with the charging network today. We've done what, 1, 2, 3, 4 successful charges today. They all started within seconds. They all just all I had to do is tap my Apple Pay, your contactless card, whatever. It's just so much easier in the way, and it's the way it should be. And sometimes it can go wrong. I'm not saying that it's super easy all the time. 90% of the time they will always work, but occasionally you do have the odd unit that won't work. Just always remember to leave a little bit of extra range in your battery so you're not stranded. But apart from that, I'm very impressed, and it's great to see how far the charging networks have come. All we need now is these charging companies to pick up with the demand of the electric vehicles that are coming onto the market, because I have to say, I do often find that I pull up to a charger and there's already a car on there. Today I'm quite lucky. It is at 11 o'clock on a Monday morning, so I don't think many people will be out charging their cars today. But it just shows that the change is coming. More and more of these cars are coming on the road. More and more of these charging networks are putting more chargers in. It's really great to see. I know every EV owner just wants to tap their contactless card, plug in and go. It's just so much easier. Why would I want to register and spend 15 minutes trying to start a charge when I can go around the corner, plug my car in, and in 15 minutes my car's already fully charged, ready for me? That is the only thing really I have negative to say, that the way you have to start the charge on some of these charge points is a bit frustrating, but most of them are starting to take contactless now, and you can delete the apps off your phone and you can get rid of the RFID cards, and it is just much easier. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I hope anyone here who hasn't got an EV yet, this has educated them a little bit on EV charging, so especially EV rapid charging. If you would like any more videos on charging electric vehicles, let me know in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed it, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.